Hey, friends! Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. Come join me, your host, Nicole, for some hope filled conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing. Hey, Hallmarkies! Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, and I am joined once again today by my friend Stephanie to talk about Providence Falls, Thief of Fate. It was written by Teresa Kale and based on the book Thief of Fate by Jude Devereaux and Tara Sheets. Part 3 was directed by Lucy Guest. Detectives Cora and Liam close in on solving their murder case and rebel against the angels, choosing to take fate into their own hands. What were your first impressions on Thief of Fate?
This is what I wrote down. There could be more. In other words, you could do more with this trilogy. There are
Mm-hmm.
stories to be had. That was great resolution, but I was like, there's a way to do more.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's my
Yes.
takeaway.
That's my first impression too. Providence Falls TV series, please.
Yeah.
Or
I think the
miniseries.
tricky part, because then you immediately start second guessing yourself. And then immediately you
Yeah.
always go through that thing of, but why mess up a good thing?
Yeah.
So can you do it in a way that it's as good as what we've just seen?
Yeah. I think they could make it maybe a shorter TV series. So,
Maybe it could
but
become like a mystery series where they do kind of like the other mystery series that we have, where
yeah, I
it's we
was
get these installments,
mhm.
one or two a year. Not that
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to a full-blown
Mhm.
series, but maybe,
Yeah. I was thinking something along the lines of now I still haven't seen it actually, but I've heard it's very good, Mistletoe Murders. So something along those lines
okay,
where
interesting.
it's maybe a limited series. So not necessarily a full-on series like One Calls the Heart with 12 episodes.
Right.
Maybe like 6 or 8 episodes,
Okay.
somewhere along there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So TV series, please, or
No.
limited series. What is one word you would use to describe Thief of Fate?
Okay, so I didn't write this word down, but it just came to mind. The word is going to be finally. How about that?
Yes, that's a good one. I think for me, I'd say one word to describe it thrilling. That
Mm,
end scene was fantastic. Edge of my seat. I know that's more than one
broke the
word.
rules 4 times over, and that's okay.
Yes. Highs, lows, and plot holes. So, what were your highs of this movie and maybe lows if you had any?
My first high, knowing that Liam had to walk away from Cora at the end of the second movie, and she's pretty mad at him because he hasn't
Mhm,
shown up for her. And she
mhm.
walks into the house, and there's flowers everywhere.
Yeah.
And she reads the card, and I'm
Mhm,
like, again, it's that internal conflict that
mhm,
he's going through of, I can't be there for you in that way, but I
mhm,
really do want you to know I'm there for you.
mhm.
So I love seeing all of the flower. And I've never been, a huge flower person, but I was like, bonus points for Liam in that moment. That would be a
Yeah.
high for me. This is not a low because I've said that I think that Liam and Cora coming together happened at just the right moment.
Mhm,
But just at that moment, I was like, it's time. Like the
mhm,
back and forth, we need to call time. And then him being able to tell her what's really going on,
mhm,
I was ready for it. So not a low, but I was ready
mhm.
for that.
Yeah.
Um, Watching it a second time, I was really getting annoyed by the captain. And I think that's
Mhm.
because I did not pick up on it until
Mm,
part three. I picked up on it before the reveal. I remember messaging a friend who was watching it in real time with me.
mhm,
And I go, I think it's the captain. Which interestingly enough, my friend just watched it and she was literally in the middle of part two. And she goes, it's the captain. And she said, because he was bad 200 years ago. And if they keep their same like persona, it means he's
Mm-hmm.
bad now. She knew it, and I didn't pick up on it that quick. But
Mm-hmm.
watching it the second time through, I was more annoyed by him because he just was on their case
Mm-hmm.
the whole time. He played the part, he did exactly what he was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do. So it wasn't a low for me, but I was annoyed by that. So there's some of my, um, and I have a lot more highs, but they'll come. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I thought that the mystery was really well done. It really picked up in part three, like a lot of elements to the mystery. So I just thought that was really well done. And of course, dynamic cast and likable characters that you want to root for. Consistent direction from both Lucy and Siobhan. Strong vocal performances. So I thought that specifically Lachlan and Katie did a great job with the Irish dialect.
Oh yeah. Fantastic job.
And then
Fantastic.
satisfying conclusion is my other high.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
When they jump to that year and they're
Mhm.
already are can we
Married.
say spoilers? Is that okay?
Yes, spoiler.
And they're married. But again, they time jump, but yet they're still setting it up for there could be more.
Mhm.
So, yeah, very good ending. Very
Yes.
fulfilling.
So beyond the credits, what did you think about Liam and Cora in this movie and the way that their arcs wrapped up in this trilogy?
The way that they wrapped up, I just still go back to the whole second chances idea, and that we know from the beginning that fate said that the only way she could do second chances right was with Finn. But
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, Liam is as much into this idea of second
Mm-hmm.
chances as Cora is. And there's a line, and let me see if I wrote it down, where, and it may have been back in part two, Cora is surprised to see Liam at second chances and makes
Mm-hmm.
a comment about it. And Dominic basically says, dude's here all the time, right?
Yeah.
Um, I loved that it wasn't so much about Cora getting her fate,
Mm-hmm.
but we now know that Liam's purpose is so much more than just
Mm-hmm.
helping Cora get to her fate, that
Yeah.
Liam has this thing now too that's
Mm-hmm.
bigger than Cora.
Yeah. So, my thoughts about Liam, we see him continue to hold back, even still withholding the truth about the past to honor the agreement that he made. He is visibly growing closer to breaking down, haunted by his love and the burden of destiny. And then by the end of the movie, he literally risks everything, even his soul and his life, by stepping in front of a bullet to save Cora and Finn. That scene and the selflessness that he showed was really touching.
Well, the fact that
Mm-hmm.
if the angels are concerned at all about if Liam has changed,
Mm-hmm.
Cora pleads the best possible case
Mm-hmm.
about Liam to the angels, in that it's like, how can you not see this guy's heart with
Mm-hmm.
what he just sacrificed?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even for Cora, that was to save
Finn.
Finn's life.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That spoke volumes to
Yeah.
Liam's character. Cora, she is recovering from a near fatal accident. And after the accident, she throws herself into solving this murder case. She still senses something deeper with Liam and becomes frustrated by his emotional distance. But when she learns the truth about their past and the angel's plan, she immediately states her choice that she has and always will choose Liam.
Mhm.
So they
The
both had a
fact
great bond.
that the fact that she's not that shocked
Mm-hmm.
just shows that
Yeah.
she was experiencing more
Mm-hmm.
of the reality of it long before she ever knew that it was the
Mm-hmm.
truth. The dreams that she was having, the feelings that she was feeling, which went against all the rules, because she wasn't supposed to feel any of that. She wasn't supposed to remember any of that. Their love was that strong that it broke all of the normal
Yeah.
um, in this. So,
Yep. And then what were your thoughts on Finn and Suzette in this?
so loved that once Finn got
Mm-hmm.
past, right? Which I think it was so important for him to see what this other thing was that was going on with Liam and Cora. One of my favorite scenes, which I won't get because that's coming up,
Yeah.
um, was the fact that they both realized um, that there was a place for each other in their
Mm-hmm.
world. So
Yeah.
loved it.
I love how we see Finn, coming off of seeing Liam and Cora's moment by the lake. He steps away and he starts to have feelings or show interest in Cora's friend, Suzette. And then I guess it can be the same for Suzette.
For
She
sure.
sees the connection between Liam and Cora. She helps by showing interest in Finn. So, yeah, they both had some great arcs in this
I
one.
also love this one really brought to light even more um, how good of guys
Hmm.
Finn and Liam were in that. And it didn't stay very long with Finn, but even though they were fighting for the same girl in different ways, they were both mature and became
Hmm.
friends.
Yeah.
Right. And we're looking out for each other. I mean, Finn
Hmm.
pulls up when the captain purposefully doesn't pick up Liam in the front of the police station.
Hmm.
And Finn's like, I'll give you a ride. And then, Liam immediately runs to go find Finn when
Hmm.
everybody knows that something has happened to him. I loved seeing that friendship develop as well.
Yeah, me too. Also, for Suzette, we hear in Thief of Fate that she, in the past, was a reformed cat burglar plucked from purgatory and tasked by Bale to keep Cora and Finn apart. So we see her divided loyalties, is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
I love though her vulnerability and when she's going in to
Yeah,
make the packages and
yeah,
talking to Cora about the bags and things that they make. We learn a little bit more about her past
yeah.
and and again, as much as you're like, oh, she's on the bad side, is she really on the bad side?
No,
Yeah.
yeah. And then your thoughts on Samael and Aegon in this movie?
First of all, the part where Aegon brings her outside of the house and she sees that Cora and Liam are now together.
Mm-hmm.
And that Aegon says, I went above you.
I would above you.
Because Aegon's just decided that love is going to win out and I'm going above my boss. And she has just enough of a heart that it's like, well, if Gabriel says this is the way it's going to be, I'm okay with that, that kind of a thing. And she listens to Cora. I mean, that the Gabriel thing was later on, but that she
Yeah,
listens to Cora and her heart and there's this opportunity there. So she's just got enough of a soft heart. But I love that they brought both of them back together when Second Chances was opening a new facility and they're
yeah,
both just it's like she is okay with it now that she believes in the two of them together and what they can do with second chances. So,
yeah. So for Samael, we see her throughout most of Thief of Fate. She remains set on destiny, and up until the very end, she declares that Liam has failed. However, when faced with Liam's sacrifice, and after Aegon appeals to Gabriel, we hear him say that in that scene in the woods, I went above you.
yep,
Her heart changes and she agrees to give Liam and Cora their
yeah,
chance. So I thought that was a great arc for her.
100%.
Yeah. Aegon, of course, still the comedic relief. He plays a key role in advocating for Liam's redemption. And like we just said, he challenges the male and goes over her head to Gabriel,
Yep.
which helps secure Liam's second chance and Cora's too. And scene stealer, what were the top three scenes for you in this movie?
Okay, so I'm gonna go. We have yet to talk about the spaghetti scene.
Oh, yes, that was a great scene.
Spaghetti, pull the chair in, pull the
Yeah.
wine glass away. But it
Mhm,
wasn't so much for me even. I mean, those moments were like hot. However, that whole idea of she goes in with the intention
mhm,
of catching him off guard
mhm,
because she's realized that's where she gets his truth the most when he's
mhm,
caught off guard. But the fact that she does then get truth out of him and his heart, and the fact that he doesn't let all of that chemistry and what's going on
mhm,
between them win out, that he still sticks with, this is about me saving you, and he gets up and walks away. So
mhm,
um to know that that was 3 pages of script that would normally be 3 minutes, and yet it's like a lot longer than
mhm,
that, that they felt that that scene was so important that they were willing to give it more time to pull
mhm.
something else.
Yeah.
So I mean, clearly across the board,
Mhm,
the writing, the directing, they
mhm,
felt like it needed to
yeah.
have its time. So really good.
Yeah.
My second one would be when the revelation of the past happens and when she corners him
Yep.
and says, here's the necklace thing. Tell me what's really,
Mhm,
why is this? Why do I feel like when I'm wearing this, I'm so connected to you? And what is this?
mhm.
So when that finally happens, that payoff was so, so
Yeah.
fantastic. And then I loved classic trope is, Finn says we're going to go out on a date, and they
Mhm,
start to kiss, and then the phone goes off, and the
mhm,
classic trope is they're interrupted, and as he's walking away she says, like, what would have happened, and he comes back and finishes it, and I'm like,
mhm.
thank you. I mean, to have that storyline pay off in that moment as well,
Yeah.
was so good. Those are my three.
Yeah. So besides the three that we talked about, because those are also some favorites of mine, I wrote down the father-daughter talk with James and Cora at the beginning after she gets home, you know.
So important to
Hmm.
happen. Absolutely.
The heart to heart with Finn and Cora at Dante's when they agree to be friends and he
Yep.
tells her about his promotion in Seattle. I thought that was a great moment. And then probably the talk under the stars with Liam and Cora in present day and in 1844.
Love it.
Yeah, those were great too. And
Love
in
the
the
stars moments.
1844 scene, we hear Cora tell Liam, "You make me want to be brave." Where have we heard that before?
So many lines. So many good lines we've heard before.
Yes, I think that was three or four.
It's good.
Yep. So many similarities between
Hmm.
Nathan and Elizabeth and Liam and Cora.
Hmm. Now, if we can just get a chair scene on When Calls the Heart.
Yes. Season 14.
We
Uh,
can still get it in season 13. Somebody could be watching.
yes, maybe.
There's still time. There's still time.
Fingers crossed.
Hmm.
What was the best quote of this movie for you?
I'm going to go with, you can't steal what wants to be taken.
Yes, that was said by Cora. And
Or also said, some things are stronger
yeah.
than they're supposed to be.
Hmm. I wrote down for best quote, it was in Cora's speech in the time jump. Everyone, no matter their past, no matter their mistakes, deserves a second chance to make their lives better,
Mm,
so to speak.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah. And who do you think has the best performance of this movie? Of course, everyone did a
I'm not
great job.
picking. I can't in this one. No,
No, I'll
I'm resisting.
I'll just say everyone had the best performance.
Yeah. No, I just think that it was, Knowing now how
Mhm.
collaborative that whole team was and the camaraderie that they had and
Yeah.
how well they supported each other, and were so on board in this
Mhm.
project. I just think that they're all better because they were all so willing to
Yeah.
give it their best. And it,
Yeah.
it, it clearly shown for us. So
Mhm. Agreed. Going to behind the frame, were there any different themes for you in this movie than the previous two?
how would I say this? Because I didn't write this down, but I will go back to, it's not a quote, but their love was so strong.
Mhm.
Like she's even dreaming about them, and she
Mhm.
wasn't supposed to be able to do that.
Mhm.
Um, and then I put down fate says that second chances is with Liam. And I'm just thinking it's still the same idea of second chances, but I think we see even more in this one how much stronger their love is than either one of them even knew.
Mhm.
So I don't know that was anything new for me.
Yeah.
I think I loved seeing some of the same themes more evident in all
Mhm.
of the characters.
Yeah. Agreed. So I think I'll just say for themes, challenging fate and the power of love and redemption through selfless action.
Yeah,
I think are all great themes.
yeah,
And then symbols, I think were pretty much the same, fate versus free will, truth and revelation, and in this one specifically, rebelling against destiny
yeah,
and taking fate into their own hands.
yeah.
So, what is the overall message that you took from this movie and then the overall message of the trilogy itself? So, all three.
Mm. Overall message from this one, gosh, my Stephanie-ism would be that I love when everything is right in
Hmm.
the world. Like
Hmm.
this ending was very gratifying watching it all play out. I know that's not a message,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just like to sit down and have that kind of emotional connection in something and yet it still play out the way that it's supposed to play out.
Hmm. Yeah.
We don't always get that in life. That's why
Yeah.
we show up for Hallmarks.
Yes, for sure. So, I think the message that I wrote down for this movie true destiny is not imposed, it's chosen. I think you kind of said it earlier about, there's always a way to
Yes. There's
get
more
to,
than one way to get to, yeah,
yes,
where you need
your,
to get. Yeah.
yes,
There may be different journeys to end up where you're supposed to be.
yeah. There's many ways to get to
That destination.
that destination. Yes.
I also think that so many of these things couldn't have ended the way they needed to
Hmm.
end without so many of these people being willing to
Hmm.
sacrifice their needs for the sake of somebody else,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
putting others in front of you,
Yeah.
and this is just that age old quote that those things come back to you. And
Hmm.
so many times we saw people that would put others in front of
Hmm.
themselves, but yet everybody still got what they were supposed to have in the end. So
Yeah.
do
Agreed.
good. It'll
Yes.
come back to you.
Yes. So I think for me, the overall trilogy message explores how destiny, duty, and redemption and love all intersect and sometimes collide. What appears to be fated may actually be negotiable. And in the end, true love always wins.
True love conquers all.
True love conquers all. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. What are your closing thoughts on Thief of Fate and your rating? I'm just asking, just
My rating
for
would still be a 5.
5. Yep.
Yeah. Uh, Closing thoughts are this was a quote. So I will say there's always hope in the darkness.
Yes.
We'll
Amen.
go with that. I think
Yeah.
that's very a lot. Most people can resonate with that. We don't always have light, and
Yeah.
sometimes we go through some dark things. And the fact that there is always hope is a big
Mhm.
takeaway for me.
Yes. Or as the saying goes, there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Mhm.
Well, Well, thank you so much, Stephanie, for joining me. This was so much fun having you on.
Thanks for the invite. I loved chatting with you, and of course,
course.
love chatting about Providence Falls. It's one of my favorite Hallmark projects ever. So I
Yes.
loved the opportunity.
Yes, and you are welcome to come back on anytime.
I'll do it.
Yes. And where can my listeners find you on social media if they are not following you already?
So most of the things that I do are on Instagram, which is Stephanie Heart in Motion. So you can find me there. And then my podcast stuff goes out on YouTube, which is Heart in Motion Podcast. It's out on actually all of the major podcasting as far as Spotify and Apple and Amazon and the others. And then I've got the heartinmotionmedia.com website, which is where the blog is, and the When Calls the Heart whiteboard, and links to all of the podcasts and articles from several of the When Calls the Heart people. So
yes, I will link all of that in the description of this episode, Hallmarkies. And if you are not following her already, go follow her because her podcast is great.
Thanks.
And she's awesome.
I hang out with really cool people.
Yes, you do. All right, Hallmarkies. Well, I think that wraps up our review of Providence Falls, Thief of Fate. If you enjoyed this episode and are watching on YouTube, you can like this video and share your thoughts about it in the comments. If you were listening on Spotify, make sure to rate and review, as your feedback is always greatly appreciated. If you want to stay up to date on all of my episodes, you can subscribe to this channel on YouTube and follow along on Spotify, and make sure to turn on the bell so you were alerted when those new episodes come. You can also find the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Swing My Heart Podcast, and Twitter at Swing My Heart Pod. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and we will see you next time. We love y'all. Bye!